Michael Karanja Gaderu, Hamid Abia Omar, Abdul Jabbar Ismail Adam, Nderi Joseph Kimodho, Roseda Akiso Wanjala, Doreen Aoko Abiero, Mariam Mwajuma Sija, Lena Oano Lumumba, Rebecca Mwikali Manyara, Kadei Kerubo Moguche, Sali Wangoi Mbugwa, Kangara Jean, Njagi Masi Kadhure, Wahome Anjeri, Saad Shekha Kubra, Otolo Susan Lavinia, Otolo Susan, Mudoka Faith Ndano, Alomba Dorcas Ongayo, Mbugwa Anet Wanjiku, Masharia Faith Njoki. Masharia Faith Njoki, you're supposed to say, "Present, my lady," so that the CJ can hear you. Gladys Chelangat, Diana Kemunto Ateka, Lavenda Mbuta Ndunga, Faith Chesongol Talam, Mary Zame Muturi, Ken Kaane, Diana Nasiaki Omtimba, Esther Omuronji Yunis, Mwania Collins Mutinda, Maio Albert Kiprotich, Kiplagat Pauline Jepkoech, Onyoki Ombati Peterson, Angode Clive Esendi, Kioko Diana Mwikali, Odongo Roslina Atieno, Acheng Valerie Techi, Mururu Peter Mithika, Kariuki Christabel Mumbi, Mark Munene Kadhumi. John Angwen Nyangeri, John. Prince Gidaga Kingori, Stasi Brenda Wanjiru, Jeffwa Samuel Ngombo, Marianne Maya, Nyanga Ezina Anyango, Idris Ibrahim Maalim, Masi Diana Otieno Awor, Gaera Dismas Morioki, Pascaline Kaveni Sigoro, Okoth Barbara Awor, Keshanga Zakaria Ogeka, Ngari Caroline Mukami, Priscilla Wamboi Chege, Kennedy Wambua Kioko, Okumu Stephen Julius, Mwende Kioko, Arumba Timothy Omambia, Kago Esther Ruguru, Gekonge Vanis Kemunto, Rauto Emmanuel Manuela, Joroge Marcus Joroge, Reyo Lorin Cheredi, Rachel Akumu, Mwangi Sami Kamau, Nyabochoa Johanna Momanyi, Benjamin Brian Ngonga, Laura Anyango Tom, Adams K. Ojwang Dudi, Odongo Eric Ocheng, Gilbert Kiprono Yegon, Emmanuel Kinyanjui Kimunya, Monyoncho Lilian Nyaboke, Masi Corazon Akinyi, Ronald Ocheng Odhiambo, Edwina Kanji Simwa, Effie Joan Atieno, Zamzam Hussein Mohamed, Nina Cynthia Kabaila, Diana Kemunto Kaka, Eunice Gaki, Elijah Karanja Mbugwa, Komurubuga Brian, Richie Ronald Scott Agak, Cole Brenda Sinore, Benta Akinyi Otieno, Mike Kevin Mudumba, Mark Brian Kanga, Vanessa Sarah Otieno, Akoth Luisa Ochilo, Deborah Jepkemoi Chirchir, Sylvia Kasuvu Kamanga, Migui Tony Gitau, Abdiwakil Adan, Olivia Kanini Nzomo, B. Chepkurui Teddy, Victor Olwocho Otieno, Muhammad Abdullahi Mohamud, Diana Michelle Okelo, Tanya Maulin Chepkonyi, Elizabeth Nyachera Nyang'au, Shukri Zainab Isa, Lewis Karanja Kamau, Benjamin Vinya Makau, Cynthia Munanie Mbiti, Robea Jacinta Leinte, Valerie Atieno Okoth, Lazaro Felix Maero, Fancy Sheila Wanyama, Irene Phyllis Okutoi Musundi, Kavudha Mudhami, Omar Weteka Ali, Abdullahi Yasin Mohamed, Otieno Susan Margaret, Murigu Joy Njeri, Ouma Yvonne Acha, Faith Jeruto Luwasi, Mark Kimaru Kibuchi, Jairus Ondiegi Otieno, Anne Wairimu Kimani, Cedric Ligare, Jacqueline City, Alan Mwangi Wambura, Victor Kipkemoi, Ruth Kemunto Arasa, Lewis Kiiru Wandugi, Joyce Munjiru Gathu, Okusimba Judith Oyala, Laikuru Moses Kithure, Irungu Merian Wangeshi, Wafula Masi Ajingai, Margaret Obuya, Millicent Wanjiku Mwai, Abdurasul Nasir Mohamed, Brian Kangiri Njoroge, Christina Kinyo Kidi, Mburu Grace Wangari, Boya Samuel Otieno, Kimani Mary Wamboi, Odongo Millicent Ekesa, Mohamed Ali Asga Ejaz Satar, Hadija Nur Mohamed, Mina Muma, Aisha Bilha Anyango Siembo, Teresia Wamaida Wairuri, Karen Akoth Chuchu, Brian Kipchirchir, Mohamed Abdurrahman, Beatrice Njeri Geshaga, Munene Kamau, Noel Zeti Amurono, Joroge Kevin Komu, Godwin Wabomba Siundu, Nashipai Jebet Salangat, Christine Njeri Ndibaru, Ali Ahmed Farah, Acheng Corinne Owino, Marvin Foresta Otieno, Logans Iranogwa Kivihi, Owino Daniel Okumu, Wesonga Emmanuel Mayabi, Mogaka Brian Arwasa, Lilian Wamaida Washira, Evans Oduoro Yo, Emily Mumbi Gitau, Chebon Chepkwon Derek, Asha Aidil Mohamed, Kipambi James Ntele, Sospita Munene Njeru, Mohamed Nur Ishmael, Victoria Marisiana Loch Owino, Charity Kaluki Muya, Tali Israel Tali, Karuki Wamunwe Evanson, Caroline Hasoa Barasa, Susan Waruguru Chomba, Paris Nyambura Kanene, Ombati Willis Ongiro, Nicholas Omolo Odongo, Kevin Kipkoech Bet, Simon Mwoki Muinde, Jen Wanjiru Muragu, Odhiambo Tom Odhiambo, Oluoch Kenneth Nyamolo, Olalo Mary Acheng, Gilbert Karimu, Derek Maina Lelon, Cynthia Audrey Oluoch, Sedela Akech Otieno, Wambua Terry Kavuli, Musau Maureen Mweni, Kevin Kiranga Kariuki, Victor Oduoru Wasonga, Delian Abimbola Onyango, Yvonne Maslin Siara, Angeline Njeri Mbugwa, Sang Irene Chepngetich, Muli Masika Daniel, and Cynthia Nafula Nyongesa. Yes, like that. Okay, my Lady Honorable Chief Justice, all of them have confirmed their presence and you've confirmed that their petition papers are in order. My Lady will proceed and take the oath before you. Oath in unison as a group. So you hold your Bible with your right hand and the oath with your left hand. And you look at the Chief Justice because taking the oath before her. Are we ready? Do swear by the Almighty God that I will at all times uphold the rule of law and administration of justice, and that without fear or favor, I will well and truly discharge my duties as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. So help me God. Thank you. We can be seated. I now welcome the Honorable the Chief Justice to make the order admitting you as advocates of the High Court of Kenya.
I, Martha Karambu Kome, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, having examined your petitions and being satisfied as to your qualifications, service, and moral fitness, do hereby order that you, Nyongeza, Muri, Chepngetich, Mbogwa, Sierra, Onyango, Wesonga, Kariuki, Mweni, Kavuli, Otieno, Oruoch, Riron, Karimu, Achieng, Nyamoro, Odhiambo, Morango, Mwindi, Bet, Nicholas, Ombati, Kanene, Chomba, Baraza, Karaoke Evanson, Tari, Muya, Roch Owino, Ismail, Jeru, Ntere, Mohammed, Derek, Getau, Oyo, Washira, Arwaza, Mayambi, Okumu, Kivihi, Otieno, Owino, Fala, Dibaru, Langat, Siondo, Komo, Amurono, Kamau, Gashanga, Abraham, An, Kipchirchil, Chulchu, Waroiro, Siembo, Muma, Mohammed, Sata, Ekeza, Wamboi, Otieno, Wangari, Okindi, Joroge, Mohammed, Mwai, Obuya, Ashigai, Wangeshi, Kidhure, Oyaro, Gadu, Wandungi, Arasa, Kipkemboi, Wambura, Siti, Rigari, Kemani, Otieno, Kebushi, Ruazi, Acha, Jerry, Margaret, Otieno, Mohammed, Ali, Mudhami, Musundi, Wanyama, Maero, Okoth, Reinet, Biti, Macau, Kamau, Isa, Nyang'au, Chepkwony, Okero, Mohamud, Otieno, Tende, B, Zomo, Eden, Getau, Kamanga, Chirchil, Ochilo, Otieno, Kanga, Mudhomba, Otieno, Sinore, Agak, Kamurombugwa, Bugwa, Gaki, Kaka, Kabaria, Mohamed Otieno, Simwa Odhiambo, Akinyi, Nyamboke, Kimunya, Yegon, Ochieng, Dudi, Anyango Tom, Ngonga, Mumanyi, Sami Kamau, Akumu, Cherendi, Joroge, Manuera, Kemunto, Rogoro, Omambia, Kioko, Okumu, Julius, Kioko, Chege, Mukami, Ogeka, Awo, Sigoro, Murioki, Awo, Otieno, Marim, Anyango, Maya, Ngombo, Wanjiro, Kingori, Nyangeri, Kadhuni, Mombi, Mitheka, Teki, Atieno, Mwikari, Esendi, Patterson, Obati, Jepkoich, Kiprotich, Mutinda, Eunice, Omuronji, Omutimba, Kane, Mutuli, Taram, Dunga, Ateka, Chelagat, Faith Joki, Wanjiko, Ongayo, Danu, Lavinia, Kubla, Anjeri, Masikadure, Kangara, Bogua, Moguche, Manyara, Rumumba, Wangema, Abiero, Wanjara, Kimodho, Handam, Hamed, Gatheru, Omboto, Waigumo, Ongera, Omusula, Buchi, Onyango, Ambuta, Dache, Kangeve, Waishinga, Otieno, Manea, Ojuok, Andei, Mukavi, Ruto, Kahura, Mwangi, Nambande, Kamau, Bareo, Onyego, Mokuhi, Orikondi, Singoli, Derito, Baro, Riopa, Iganji, Elizabeth Jerry, Kamande, Ogora, Dobi, Githaiga, Kandie, Obonyo, Okeo, Wanga, Salim, Wanjiro, Amilan Hali, Mtajiri, Mundune, Agata, Mutai, Kenuthia, Ongosho, Zomo, Papa, Boya, Kilonsi, Wandambuzi, Ondiek, Degwa, Adhiambo, Abdullahi, Dongo, Nanyoike, Kipragat, Nubanu, Nyakwoba, Koimet, Kivuva, Karia, Gekunda, Karioki, Degwa, Jogona, Karoe, Wangari Kamau, Mwaura, Muli, Kawera Kome, Wamboi, Mwangi, Chege, Biongo, Mumo, Some, Apio, Kingola, Ouma, Chaundi, Odhiambo, Moshero, Mungai, Tirop, Chelagat, Ogendi, Moshiri, Wanjiro Moshiri, Omondi, Ouko, Mukua, Sange, Tambo, Omwenga, Nyaenga, Nyambura, Wangeshi, Garama, Doria, Koech, Murindwa, Sekubwa, Tama, Kiku, Nyambari, Mwaneki, Cherotich, Kubai, Mainge, Shama, Muimi, Jerry, Wanja, Waweru, Masharia, Marim, Were, Nyambega, Geshoro, Handan, Mohammed, Gatheru, Magu, Ireri, Kirago, Chacha, Eman, Ochora, Otimbo, Ochieng, Waweru, Wangoi, Anyango, Nyatigo, Marinda, Nuthu, Mwania, Turere, Grandes, Morin, Kairi, Glory, Motegi, Wambuta, Zioki, Okumu, Kamba, Kisotu, Nyaga, Otieno, Deri, Amunyunzu, Ondabu, Mutua, Guyo, Dongo, Yeita, Mwenja, Mogo, Maina, Ombogi, Ombuli Victor, Muhammad Ali, Otieno Amuka, Joka, Joroge, Gedhuku, Muimi, Endan Ahmed, Moshiri, Kemani, Ombewa, Dongo, Jogona, Jaji, Wanjiru, Mwangangi, Waivera, Opio, Kwamboka, Omenda, Karuru, Karioki, Kerema, Mwaura, Viongo, Saka, Muturi, Owine, Murevu, Getuyo, Maganda, Okundi Chaus, Wangoi, Wamboi, Tone, Mitei, Mashogu, Mushonko, Wambwere, Matoke, Yato, Liga, Ouma, Kenneth, Mugendi, Mukua, Shikumu, Wangoi, Njoki, Kavengi, Meoka, Kosgei, Muturi, Garane, Kasioka, Getau, Omoto, Otieno, Chepkutuo, Ian, Obore, Odero, Andero, Ayeko, Ian Bahati, Masi, Kiboi, Onsanse, Mbaka, Adhiambo, Anyango, Kipchumba, Vincent, Kemaru, Mwangi, Joroge, Munyembe, Ndongo, Kaalele, Anyendo, Ogaro, Isoke, Katumbo, Kisaka, Gitongo, Saitoti, Angela, Kimngetich, Kijaja, Maonga, Jogona, Gonjiri, Ikom, Maina, Kamau Njoki, Anyega, Kiega, Chepkoech, Hamed Ismail, Godho, Manzi, Kafumi, Masi, Caleb, Ondende, Owondo, Mwangi, Wafula, Orogera, Munyeri, Kemboi, Mekenye, Mauko, Gesheru, Butaki, Mareche, Ari Mohammed, Mwangi, Kandodi, Kemani, Chacha, Alon, Okumu, Ongwacho, Jogona, Abdu, Mwakisoso, Amukobole, Karanja, Nyaga, Abuga, Somba, Ayora, Ondati, Okach, Yechio, Tabitha, Wamalite, Waithaka, Yvonne Baye, Gatia, Oseno, Okondo, Nyemgetich, Jogona, Choni, Jogona, Mushiri, Ijait, Karoli, Mutinda, Madheka, Chemtai, Kanga, Jackson Mudhoni, Otuko, Kasina, Wanjera, Mereti, Masharia, Bozire, Moyuka, Obinchu, Mutinda, Mogo, Muya, Mainge, Juguna, Masharia, Sabrina, Nima, Batwaura, Peter, Kenjeri, Kinyanjui, Mutari, Masinde, Gedaiga, Riongo, Muya, Bosile, Madenge, Jeya, Wanjema, Patel, Mumo, Karaoke, Mudhoni, Derek, Ahenda, Chule, Collins, Mugendi, Dinda, Buko, Mudia, Ali, Otieno, Kai, Kamile, Atsili, Joguna, Kipkumbet, Kipkemboi, Chepkemoi, Mogo, Chome, Atieno, Tuli, Muinde, Jepkului, Nyarike, Atsulu, Chelagat, Bet, Gitau, John, Onyango, Kioko, Deto, Chepchirchil, Degwa, Charlotte, Anne, Mwangi, Luis, Caroline Kosge, Nicholas, Kimathi, Wairimo, Joy Odiba, Faith Bakaya, Degwa Kimani, Wanjiko Komo, Jepkolil, Mudhoni Karaoke, Waithera, Kimanga, Tanui, Aliwi, Mureithi, Chemoiwo, Stephen Odwal, Kendi, Kaburu, Waithaka, Otieno, Anami, Kodhiambo, Panessa, Amoro, Chebon, Kavithe, Kieti, Ombwaya, Ogaga, Moses, Dorima, Stephanie, Awo, Okero, Ochebo, Kamanja, Kahindi, Mageto, Simio, Monsrevia, Adhiambo, Benta, Oboso, Jero, Amerali, Holly, Chepkemoi, Joroge, Chelop, Ogutu, Yego, Chwea, Mwirigi, Otieno, Wavinya, Kisui, Kamau Waithera, Kuchio, Wambogo, Mwangi, Kitunguru, Mosimbi, Seshang, Wangoi, Anditi, Maina Kamami, Onyango, Kabul, Bwari, Maureen, Laureo, Michelle, Boro, Muroki, Avin, Disia, Surumet, Taragon, Geshaga, Mogo, Masenge, Awo, Muturi, Awino, Maina, Agwata, Ireri, Awino, Wambara, Nganga, Keruke, Awena, Apollo, Rutukai, Chemngetich, Onderi, Kamau, Ian, Mokavare, Denda, Morogo, Mwende, Mathenge, Ari Amil, Sang, Auma, Chemtai, Dikil, Stanley, Chemtai, Patrick Tum, Jeptu, Gedenji, Langat, Juguna, Betty Kariuki, Karen, Muranda, Jerry, Ivy, Kariuki, Yvonne, Wandera, Gavira, Nyamache, Namtebi, Jumbi, Otieno, Wafula, Chepkurui, Onyango Owino, Kihandi, Kahiga, Mohende, Chepkolil, Nyasinga, Kiriama, Gazo, Washira, Nyachoka, Ali Amil, Mere Loko, Yvonne Maina, Juma Christine, Maungo, Wango, Wanjiko, Akinyi, Kemuma, Munene, Ochieng, Atieno, Ongera, Maina, Chepa, Kariuki, Otieno, Nambangara, Kadure, Karimi, Onyango, Rioba, Sikembi, Sese, Mtawi, Kamau, Wanjiro, Wamboi, Kazungu, Michael Chege, Kaburu, Wanjiro, Akinyi, Kingoro, Kariuki, Nyakoinan, Wangare, Kirubo, Budhoni, Simarian, Ongira, Silengo, Kabiru, Atieno, Brian, Nganga, Gadago, Sesiro, Muhammad Ali, Cecine Semosh, Wangoi Kayu, Ongeshe, Isiaho, Moto, Mwendwa, Nora, Achieng, Kimani, Namaemba, Wairimo, Obuga, Sheikh, Were, Immaculate, Okoyo, Charo, Otieno, Likimani, Dikok, Kere Nyaga, Kiprono, Tarus, Bonareri, Wamboi, Wonyanga, Mokuhe, Gadirwa, Kanyi, Akinyi, Yugi, Boiwa, Obimbo, Cherotich, Abiaza, Jerry, Joe, Mwangi, Mboro, Konya, Otokoma, Wanjoke, Langat, Wanjiro, Momanyi, Sharon Mwaka, Masai, Wafura, Robi, Onyango, Miano, Furuka, Wanja, Mundia, Kemari, Wanjiro, Saro, Prudence, Lelei, Okero, Mukwana, Katamborio, Bet, Muhammad, Kibiti, Adeo, Kiprop, Duati, Ragot, Ego, Munyoki, Oging, Yavi, Kashuda, Augo, Wadaka, Ochora, Okeo, Kenuvia, Karanja, Kamau, Degwa, Muhammad, Kasenda, Kibnetich, Ruto, Owara, Daundi, Orinko, Kasiti, Masiti, Kasiti, Steve Nyaega, Kenara, Gladys, Newton, Mohanda Muga Cheproting. I do hereby order all 822 be admitted as advocates of this honorable court, dated at Nairobi, the 6th day of June 2023. Signed, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Chief Justice. I didn't hear that noise. I didn't hear the shouting. It should be more than the one you are hearing out there. So we can be seated. We can all. That is the order that you were waiting for. In the morning, you told me that some of you have butterflies. I don't know where. But that is the order that you are waiting for. So on a day like this, we are favored by our seniors in the profession who give us pieces of advice. And to start us off is the Assistant Director of the Advocates Training Program, Ms. Anne Konuche from the Kenya School of Law. Karibu.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, Madam Lady Justice Martha Koome, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Anna Madi, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, senior counsels present, judges present, chief executive officers present, dignitaries present, and ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Yes, my lady, this morning I stand before you and before this great crowd, wearing many hats. I am a teacher. That is the hat I think I will wear today the most. But I'm also an advocate of the High Court of Kenya of 90 years standing, among other things. And this morning, I am here representing the director of the Kenya School of Law, Dr. Henry Mutai, who could not be here for other reasons. He's out of town. And he sent his greetings and his well wishes to this great crowd. And he says, all the best in your life. Yes. My lady, I confirm that this is a group that has been trained well. Some of them, I interacted with them all the way from university. I think I've seen a student I taught at Kenyatta University way back. And some of you more university, and majority of you at the Kenya School of Law. On behalf of myself, on behalf of all the teachers who've trained you in your lives, from all the way from kindergarten, that's about 20 years now, I want to say congratulations. We are very proud of you. We are happy for you. We wish you the very best. We pray that you succeed. We are happy when our students, people who have gone through our hands, succeed. We are happy for that. And we wish you well. And we pray that the work of your hands may be fruitful and may be blessed. Now, again, still wearing the hat of a teacher, I just have 3 takeaways that I would like my lady to just share with them. Number 1 is to tell you that you're a student for life. You're going to keep learning. The fact that you've been admitted today to the bar does not mean that you have stopped learning or that you have reached the end. I'll urge you to continue learning. Learn from your seniors. Learn from your peers. Learn from your juniors. Learn from books. Learn from the world. Learn from the environment. Everywhere you look, keep learning. And when you face character development, to borrow the words of the young people, as you will face character development, my advice is take the lesson, leave the bitterness. Be better, do not be bitter. Keep learning. My second point is ethics, ethics, ethics. Guard your name with your heart. This is a profession where your name feeds you. There's nothing else. It's your name. If you ruin your name, that's it. It stays with you forever. I sat at the Advocates Disciplinary Committee, and I tell you, we have people who have been disbarred. There are people who've been suspended. That record remains for life. So guard your name. Take care of what you do. Make sure you do the right thing. Sometimes you're tempted to do the wrong thing here and there, and you get away with it, and you think, wow, I can get away with it. But it will get to a time where you may not be able to get away with it, and you're caught up. So guard your name. Do the right thing. Remember your ethics class. If you're in doubt, we have a lot of seniors. We have advocates who've been practicing for so long. We have senior counsels among you. They can advise you if you are in doubt, if you don't know which way to take. Always seek advice. And finally, my point as a teacher is have a plan, have a strategic plan. That is not to say that your life will be, rigid or fixed. Feel free to change your plan as and when. If you take a certain path and it doesn't work, you are free to change. You're not planted, you're not a rock, you can move. So if something doesn't work, change. Try something else. There's always a whole life ahead of you. So don't feel stuck in a situation or in a certain direction you've taken or a path. Feel free to change, but it is important to plan. It is important to have a plan, because a plan then gives you focus, it gives you a vision, it gives you impetus, it gives you something to work towards, and that is very important. Now, ensure you manifest good things for yourself. I saw one of you manifesting as late as yesterday, Robert Otieno, that you're going to be an advocate. Keep manifesting good things for yourself. It is good to maintain that positive attitude, to maintain that positive mindset. It is what keeps us going. The hope that things will get better, the hope for a better tomorrow. Now, allow me to just say a few things again, as wearing my hat as an advocate now. Just in point form. Number one, respect your seniors. It's important. It's a profession where we respect our seniors. That is very important. Acknowledge and respect the seniority in the profession. Number two, guard your health. By health, I mean both mental and physical. Whatever it takes to guard your health, please take it. Please do it. Okay? Number three, you have joined the profession when we are heading towards an election season. Mr. Maura here will try and approach you immediately after this to seek your votes. So we are going to an election period in the profession when we are changing the council. And there'll be you will see as the year progresses that there will be a lot of goodies flying around. There will be free food, free alcohol, sometimes free money, free trips. My advice to you is, before you sell your soul, interrogate, okay? Interrogate whatever is presented to you. Do not agree to be guns for hire, okay? Do not be those advocates when they post something, we know that M-Pesa imetingika mahali, okay? Interrogate. You're intelligent people. You've gone through all this education. You have voted, I'm sure, in the national election twice, so you understand. Interrogate whatever is presented to you and make decisions that will better your lives in the profession. And as I wind up, I would like to quote a paragraph from the Desiderata. I'm sure you've heard of the Desiderata. There's a paragraph that says, enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. So whichever direction you choose, if you don't choose to be active in the profession, keep in touch with your classmates, keep in touch with what is happening in the profession, keep active in your society. And finally, just to acknowledge the class of 2021 leadership. I've seen quite a number of you here. The president is here, Lewis Karanja Kamau, 2021 president. Noel Zeti, who was a vice president of 2021 class. We have Nashipai Chebet, class E representative. Kavuda Mudami was class B representative, and Tali Israel Tali was class G representative. Congratulations, everyone, and keep shining. God bless you.
Thank you, Madam Konuche. I can confirm I went to the same farm for pupillage like her, so I can confirm her advice. Please pass over the oaths and ensure that you've signed and pass over as they collect. Now, from the Council of Legal Education, we have the acting CEO, Madam Mary Motugi. Karibu.
My Lady, the Honorable Chief Justice, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. Thank you. My President, the Law Society, Vice President, my seniors, Honorable Judges present today, petitioners, good morning. My Lady, the Honorable Chief Justice, allow me to tell the petitioners that they look fantastic today. I stand here not to object to your petition. As you can tell, it has already been heard. The other person who can object to your petition is the Law Society of Kenya. So I will not speak for my president. But I stand here, my Lady, with the permission of the board of the Council of Legal Education, to, with a lot of pride, congratulate these 822 petitioners today and to wish them the best. They have undertaken the bar examination. We have certified them as passed and gazetted them, and we can vouch for them. They have met the standard. Those that went to universities in this country, we can vouch for them, and those that went to universities outside this country, we can also vouch for those qualifications. So I do bring the assurances of the Council that the petitioners here have been assessed and trained in the highest standards. Before I convey the final message, Chief Justice, allow me to give just one word of advice while associating myself with the comments and advice given by Ms. Konuche, that today we hand you over to the Law Society of Kenya. The Law Society of Kenya shall regulate how you practice. Remember everything we have taught you. Learn from your elders. Allow them to speak before you speak. You could learn something from them. As Ms. Konuche has said, you have been in school for such a long time, and there are people who have stood by you the entire time. Your parents, your guardians, your mentors, your institutions, even the School of Law. They have given a lot. Most have given more, and some have given everything. Take time today to thank them and to appreciate them. We do wish you all the best. We hope that at one time in your career, you shall interact with the Council again. As examiners, as setters, markers, we hope to see you there because we can vouch for you. On behalf of the Board of the Council of Legal Education, I do wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Today you are so lucky. We have from the senior bar, I wish to welcome Senior Counsel Atiende Omolo to advise you this morning. Karibu.
My Lady, the Honorable the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Kenya, and the judges here present and the magistrates, the Honorable the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, and the magistracy and other registrars present, the President of the Law Society of Kenya and titular head of the bar, the chair and the members of the council, who I notice are also present, the chair of the senior bar, my chair, Dr. Fred Ojiambo, and other senior counsel present, the representatives of the Attorney General, of the DPP, the Kenya School of Law, the Council for Legal Education, colleagues here present, and the advocates now recently admitted. Good morning. First, it has been said, but it bears repetition, that you are very well dressed and attired. It is what we call sartorial elegance, and that was going to be my starting point. I think you got the memo right. You are all wearing good wigs, except only one person I noticed did not. You are all wearing the right colors of an advocate, except only two people who obviously like colors that tend to, the bright. We'll encourage you to keep to the really dull ones, which look like an advocate. But I want to congratulate you. Of 822, I had feared that perhaps at least 10 or 20 might get objections and therefore not be admitted. You all have been admitted, so congratulations to all of you. Today you earn the right to say, my lady or my lord. Others like the variation, your ladyship or your lord. Both are allowed. Today, if you meet your colleague, you can now call them your learned friend. Some of you may have unlawfully started using such references earlier than today, but today you are allowed to do so, and to say my learned friend or my learned senior. Join me in thanking the Honorable the Chief Justice, for this is not easy. I can tell you that, as was said earlier, to the best of my knowledge, this is the biggest number of advocates ever admitted in this country in one sitting. Do not take it for granted, for while I will not name names, there are predecessors of the Honorable the Chief Justice who said they do not have time to sit with so many advocates to be admitted. And in the result, there was a period that people would wait even up to 2 years for no reason other than the displeasure of the CJ, because the CJ cannot handle so many numbers at one go. Today, the CJ has handled 822 of you. Please clap for her. Now, up to this point, I'm sure you are used to lecturers and teachers. They stand before you and spew wisdom and knowledge. And you, as the student, you see patiently and imbue it. Now, today is not that day. Today is your day. Today is your day to enjoy with your family and your friends, and therefore I'll be very short. In any event after this, you will have many occasions where you will listen as advocates. You will have many conferences, and in those conferences you will have cocktails and mocktails. But I said conferences. The judges don't attend conferences because, a judge knows all the law. So judges only attend colloquia. But you will still attend conferences. And that's when we will continue. I just want to tell you first that, contrary to what you might think, many of you may think the day of admission, because that's what I thought when I was admitted about 27 years ago. I thought, now, today, I have come to the end of my learning. Let me assure you, it's only the beginning. Imagine for all that you struggled through, for all the 5 or 4 years you took at the university, about 2 years at the Kenya School of Law or more, because those exams are tough, I know, you finally come and say, I'm being admitted as an advocate, now I can breathe easy. Imagine the journey is just starting. It is from now that you must start reading and learning. It is from now that you are now released to unsuspecting members of the public on your own, where your actions and omissions fall on you, not on your people master. It is now when you begin the journey of saying, from an advocate, what next? I now want to be a commissioner for oaths. And so after 3 years, if you are still of good conduct, you petition and you might be admitted. Once you're admitted as a commissioner for oaths, then you say, now, that's not enough. I want to be a notary public after 5 years. And then the years go by, you petition. If your record is still clean, you might be admitted. After you have been admitted as a notary public, and in between, you say, perhaps a basic degree is not enough. You need to further your education. Times are gone when it was enough to hold an LLB. Now it is not enough anymore. It doesn't matter what you want to do, whether you want to practice, whether you want to teach, whether you want to be a judge, you need to further it. So in between, you will keep furthering it. And at some point around 10 years, you also find you are no longer a junior. So people start referring to you as my senior learned friend. And then, if you struck 15 years, then you might consider applying to be admitted to senior counsel, so that my friend, who is my chair, who has allowed me here to speak today, Dr. Fredo Jambo, might then be your chair. You might just be admitted to the rank and honor of senior counsel. Even then, as we speak, it is not an easy journey. I think as we speak, to date, we only have about 4.5 senior counsel in this republic. So the journey that you've started today, as 822 of you today, will keep narrowing. It narrows. Make sure that as it narrows, you are part of that journey. My favorite teacher used to say that, you know, if you go to the forest down here, there are many shrubs, there's grass and everything. But as you go up, then you find there's a lot more space. And if you're a long tree that gets to like 30 meters, then there's too much space. Make sure you're in that long, tree. This is not an easy one. I want to urge restraint and piety, because we have seen many who, once they are released to the public, and for the first time you have an account, and you are actually broke, but your client has 100 million deposited in your account, and you do not have 10,000 shillings, that you must restrain yourself not to borrow 50,000 promising to return, because the client might come within 1 hour, and if the 100 million is not there, that's the end of your journey. Restraint and piety. I urge you not to adopt ways of sharp practice. We have seen colleagues, and it can be tempting, that you want to undermine your colleague, that you have spoken, that you've agreed to an adjournment, then you come and say, we never spoke. The Honorable the Chief Justice will ask you, where is your colleague? Say, my lady, I have not heard from him for the last 1 month. Just know the day will come when you will also be facing a similar. And in these 27 years, I've seen a lot of that. Sharp practice does not make you a good lawyer. It is your word and your honor that makes you a good lawyer. Always remember your presentation. Be smart as you are today, sartorial elegance. The MC urged you to speak loudly and say, present, my lady. Some of you are just mumbling, present, my lady. Do you know that sometimes you are in a court that is crowded, and we have seen this, and your matter is called if you are given to practice, and you mumble and the judge or magistrate does not hear, and they just say the advocate is absent, and once that order is made, there's nothing you can do. Just raise your voice. Just stand up and be straight. But more importantly, observe decorum. In this country, there's a practice where advocates are starting to lack in decorum. You find an advocate throwing words at the judge. You know, the judge says, they say, no, you can't be right, judge. You know, you don't. We were taught that even when the judge is right, they are right. But if they are wrong, they are still right. So when you don't tell the judge, you know, judge, you are wrong. You say, you know, my lady, I think I am not expressing myself well enough. Let me try again. And you know, you're just telling the judge, look, you know you are wrong. But decorum is extremely important. The practice of exchanging and combating judges and magistrates is one you must not adopt for those who want to go to court. This profession is an envious profession. There are those who just wanted to be admitted. Some just wanted to have the law degree. Some wanted to be admitted so that you can keep that certificate and say, I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. In that case, it's okay, because perhaps you may have found your true calling in selling clothes, you know, in running a butchery and other such things. But if you mean to be an advocate, this is an envious profession. Don't try to mix it with too many things, because you will be lost in it and you lose it completely. I want to tell you, as I close, that this is just the beginning of the journey. It can be a blessing or it can be a curse. It's entirely up to you what you make of it. I stand here today representing the Senior Counsel Bar, courtesy of my chairman, Dr. Fred Ojambo, and we hope that we will see many of you in that bar. When I was admitted 27 years ago, my chair had already practiced for 2 decades. Now we are colleagues in the senior bar. I will wait for you to also join me in the senior bar. But I'm also here as a parent of one of the admittees, Miriam Amolo, who is the 3rd advocate in the family. I wish all of you well. Thank you very much.
Wow. From the Law Society of Kenya, I recognize the presence of the Vice President. Just wave to your people. I was told there is election season coming. I now also want to welcome the President of the Law Society of Kenya, Mr. Eric Theuri, to advise you. Karibu.
The Honorable Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, my Lady Justice Martha Koome, the Honorable Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Ms. Sana Madi, the Chair of the Senior Counsel Bar and Senior Counsel present, the judges present, the Vice President of the Law Society. I recognize the presence of several members of Parliament and senior government officials, a council member, Mr. Mwaura Kabata, the honorable members of the magistracy present, the newly admitted advocates. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My Lady Chief Justice, before I begin my remarks, permit me with tremendous humility to invite the Vice President of the Law Society to just come and congratulate the newly admitted advocates and take a minute to pass a word of wisdom.
The Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, allow me to adopt the protocols as has been announced by the President, since he's only given me 1 minute, to say good morning to all of you. Congratulations, and you look amazing. It's my honor to be allowed to say one word to you. My name is Faith Odhiambo, and just a piece of advice. I attended an alumni dinner. I also wear the hat of being a law lecturer at the University of Nairobi. So congratulations to all my students as well. And something that inspired me was the phrase, "killed all the lawyers," by Shakespeare. I think some of you have come across it. Now, it has 2 meanings. The one that everyone loves to pick is that lawyers are liars and we should throw away all the lawyers. We don't need them. Do you agree with that? But the real meaning that I urge all of you to embrace behind Shakespeare's words was that without the lawyers, you cannot have tyranny, you cannot do whatever you want, and you cannot run the society to amok. So, as you start this journey today, I urge you to embrace that real meaning, why Shakespeare wrote, and he quoted the "kill the lawyers," was that lawyers should uphold the rule of law. You should fight for justice for the vulnerable, and most importantly, for the society. When you join the Law Society of Kenya and you'll be handed over to ourselves, you will have to abide by our rules and the code of conduct and ethics. And it calls upon you, as much as we're all looking for bread and butter, but it also calls upon you to remember that we are beacons of hope and that members of the society are looking up to you. So, as you have been told today, is that your name sells you. And it's up to how you conduct yourself, not only in private, but also on social media. So I'm looking at some of you. So how you conduct yourself also on social media sells you. So it can be a blessing, as has been told to you by the senior counsel here, or it could be a curse. So it depends how you use it. And most importantly, remember that it took Martin Luther King to start his movement, and he had a dream. What dream do you have as you start this journey? You can be the atom that starts an epitaph of change to the society. You may be 822, but I want to say something that the Honorable Chief Justice always likes to say, that how many millions of Kenyans are here today that need legal services all around this country. And Kenya is also known to be quite aggressive. So look not only in Kenya, but across the borders. So as you start this new journey, as we congratulate you, know that the sky is the limit for you, and it's only up to you and the work of your hands. God bless you all.
Thank you, Vice President. Chief Justice, I must begin my remarks by congratulating you for this historical feat. I think it's only a mother who can profess such love to all 822 of you and gather you in one session and admit you as advocates. So I hope that as you begin this day, you begin by appreciating the love that the Chief Justice has exhibited to all of you. My Lord the Chief Justice, on behalf of the Law Society of Kenya, I take this opportunity to welcome into the membership of the Law Society the over 800 advocates admitted to the bar today, and offer my congratulations to all of you on becoming members of this most honorable profession. This ceremony marks the several years of the rigorous study of law, the hard work, and the sacrifices that you've had to make. And so today we congregate here to bear witness to the student lawyer becoming the professional lawyer. Make no mistake, this is a life-changing moment for each one of you. At the heart of this noble profession lies the quest for human dignity, underpinned by the fundamental truth that the respect for individual dignity is a universal challenge. The world over, it is the commitment by lawyers to their professional duty that keeps order over anarchy. So, in order to discharge this duty, we must all aspire to unimpeachable standards of practice and ethics. And I urge all of you to familiarize with the expected standards as set out in the Law Society of Kenya, our Code of Ethics and Conduct. I may not know your motivations for studying to become a lawyer, but I want to impress on all of you to serve humanity and not material gain. In the words of Karl Marx, in his article, The Reflections of a Young Man on the Choice of a Profession, and I quote, "We must therefore seriously examine whether we have really been inspired by our choice of a profession. But the chief guide which must direct us in the choice of a profession is the welfare of mankind and our own perfection. Man's nature is so constituted that he can attain his own perfection only by working for the perfection, for the good of his fellow men. History calls those men the greatest who have ennobled themselves by working for the common good. If you have chosen the position in life in which we must of all work for mankind, then no burdens can bow us down, because they are sacrifices for the benefit of all. Then we shall experience no petty, limited, selfish joy, but our happiness will belong to millions. Our deeds will live on quietly but perpetually at work, and over our ashes will be shed the hot tears of noble people. The oath you have taken today should be a guarantee to the world that you are a living exponent of fair play, an impartial advocate of justice, a God-chosen instrument for the defeat of tyranny and the triumph of justice, rather than a technician skilled in the art of legal subtleties for the benefit of a particular client. You must keep fanning the sacred fire of freedom and justice. We as advocates are mere custodians of a sacred duty we have received on trust, conferred on us by generations long gone, and held by us for the benefit of the generations yet unborn and for centuries to come. We cannot and we must not betray that trust. Our aspiration to the highest standards of ethics and practice must be individual as well as collective. Clients and employees will be demanding, and you will discover, if you already have not, that this can be a stressful job and a career. So therefore, the support of your peers will be invaluable. And to achieve that, you have to learn to be a decent human being. Participate in as much as you can in the activities of the societies and not just in the elections. Volunteer to give free legal advice and build your networks. Always be willing to take on tasks in any committees that you may serve in, because that is the only way that you display your diligence and you get to be noticed. So it is essential to all of us that we secure and maintain that all-important trust that the public must have in our profession. You will have your clients place their trust, their finances, their liberty in your hands. That trust is an honor, very difficult to earn, yet so easily lost. In joining the legal profession, you will be called to deliver fearless advice, to speak out in cases of injustice, or to advance or defend positions that are true to the law, but may be unpopular. While these obligations may seem a burden, they are in fact exceptional privileges and part of our duty to society as advocates. Indeed, there is no greater honor. As the law constantly evolves, so should you too prepare for a career that is ever-changing. The law is dynamic, and so is the practice environment. So you have to remain relevant and competitive. So that means you must evolve and you must improve. Do not, as you have been told before, presume that all the hard work ends today, because it actually begins today. One of the truths that I learned on my admission 18 years ago is that your reputation is all that you have. Consider yourself your own personal brand. Grow your reputation carefully and protect it fiercely. The bad stuff that you do tend to follow you around. So avoid any conduct or practice that risks your reputation. Because you will know that notwithstanding the nobility of this profession, there are numerous jokes out there about lawyers. Don't you know them? So I ask you not to be an inspiration for the formulation of new ones. But it is not all stress and high standards. The law, you will realize, affects all facets of our life. It will allow you in your work to find humor and express creativity. So it is therefore important to find a balance in your life and to nurture your support system. They will be there for you when the times get rough, as they surely will. From the different parts of our life's journey, different homes, different backgrounds, and in some cases, different countries, you will now embark on your goals and career path for the years ahead, as unique and as diverse as you are individually. The administration of justice will only benefit from your experiences and the perspective that you bring. Honorable Chief Justice, allow me to acknowledge all the advocates today on the milestone they have achieved of joining this noble profession, but I wish to give special mention to Calvin Kariuki Kiranga. Are you here? Your pupil master, Kirimi Guantai, tells me that you have excelled in a display of professionalism and diligence, and is happy that you are getting admitted, and he has high hopes that you will become an advocate of mention in the years to come. I would also wish to acknowledge Mahadha Mohammed Ali. Is she here? Oh, yes. Mahadha did pupillage with the Law Society, and we are all proud on your admission, and we wish you the very best in your career. Good friends, the former CEO of the Law Society and the current CEO of the Ombudsman, Ms. Masiwambua. We are proud of you. Congratulations on your admission. I also wish to acknowledge Lilian Nyaboke Monyoncho, a pupil to a council member, Maura Kabata, who is here. Is proud of you on your admission. I also wish to acknowledge Celestine Atieno Oganga, the cousin to the Vice President of the Law Society. We are proud on your admission. Finally, Chief Justice, allow me to celebrate a story of one of us, newly admitted advocate. that has demonstrated exceptional resilience, discipline, focus, and determination. My lady, the Chief Justice, this newly admitted advocate lost his parents while he was a student at Form 3, and he had to leave school to become a tout at Mogotio stage in Baringo. A group of well-wishers recognized his potential. They took him back to school where he managed to score a C, and he returned to being a tout. He was again picked up by well-wishers because of his exceptional character, and he rejoined school at Form 3, where he attained a grade B and joined Kabarak University, where with the support of well-wishers and the university, he managed to clear university. He then returned to his job as a tout and attempted to join the Kenya School of Law, twice deferring because he could not be able to raise his fees. He then came across a group of lawyers from Baringo who assisted him to join the School of Law and enabled him to clear his fees, and today he's getting admitted. So I want to ask all of you to join me in celebrating Kiprop Chebona. Where are you? Thank you so much. May you never lose that determination. And I also would wish to take this opportunity to just thank all of those who take their time to support the needy students to achieve and realize their dreams. I shall end by once again congratulating you, my brothers and sisters, on your admission and wishing you the very best as you embark on what I hope would be a long and fulfilling career in law. Welcome to the profession. Welcome to the Law Society of Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eric Euri, the President of the Law Society of Kenya. I now welcome the Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Victor Mole. Karibu.
Your Lordship, the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya and the end of the Judiciary, Your Lordship, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, all judges present, I've seen quite a number, and magistrates and registrars of the High Court, Senior Counsel present, led by Mr. Fred Ojabu, Senior Counsel, and Mr. Otiende Omoro, Senior Counsel, amongst others. Parents of advocates being admitted today, invited guests, good morning. I'm here on behalf of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and on behalf of the Director of Public Prosecutions, we wish to welcome all the newly admitted advocates to the noble legal profession. Your admission is a culmination of an academic journey which has taken you through university and the Kenya School of Law, amongst other institutions. So we wish to congratulate you on your achievement. Your admission comes with the responsibilities which you must adhere to. The first one, which we, as the ODPP, wish to encourage you, is to uphold the highest standards of professional ethics. You went through a class of professional ethics at the Kenya School of Law. That one I'm sure of. By now, those notes, those materials you received from your lecturers and books you purchased should be bound together and kept together with the grey book. You must always have them together with your book as you undertake your duties as an advocate. As you have been told, respect judicial officers. Don't exchange with judicial officers. Respect senior counsel, respect fellow advocates. Cases are not lost. It is the law which is applied. Judicial officers apply the law. They don't make you lose or win a case. It's the law, they apply the law and render a judgment. You should always give the right legal advice, whether or not the client likes it. Don't give the legal advice which pleases or is interests the client. Give the right legal advice always, irrespective of what the client wants. And that will earn you a lot of respect, and that will be professional in nature. As I conclude, you have also been taken through, and I know that for sure because I did the same, through a class on trust accounts. In this regard, please don't pinch client money in the hope of returning the same. Because as the office of the DPP, we will happily prosecute you for one offense or another. We wish you all the best in your careers. We wish to welcome you to seek employment with the office of the DPP. Currently, we require 400 prosecutors, so we can easily take half of this group seated here. And I wish, as I conclude, to congratulate all the pupils who took their pupillage in the office of the DPP, with special respect to Monslavia Avonga. Monslavia Avonga started with the office of the DPP as a clerk, not even a legal clerk or a legal researcher, as a clerk, and she has gone through the journey, and now today she has been admitted as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. We wish you all the best in your new career. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I welcome the chairman of the Advocates Complaints Commission, Mr. Moses Choboy, representing the Attorney General. Karibu.
The Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Ann Amadi, and all protocols observed. I say that because I don't think I'll lose much. I had not been recognized myself. So if I don't recognize them, nobody would say there was an issue. I am here with two hats, actually probably three. I am representing the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, whom I've been representing recently many times, reading his speeches. I'm here on my own behalf as a Chair Advocates Complaints Commission, and also on behalf of my own wife as the third one. And since I have become a professional deliverer of speeches on behalf of my boss, recently I agreed with him that he should allow me to have at least 30% of what I say being mine, and the 70% remains as what he has given me to come and represent him. And I'm happy today to report, my lady, that I'm only going to do mine because he did not warn me that he had actually sent other people to also represent him. Because when Ms. Konuche spoke, and I have a speech here, a lot of things that the AG wanted me to say was said by her. Same with the senior counsel, and same with other contributors this morning. So then what remains is probably mine. And I realized also that everybody was coming to welcome you. First, let me congratulate you. Congratulations. I almost forgot that. That is actually what the AG told me, and even if others have said, I will repeat it. Having congratulated you, I will say the rest of us were asking you. The LSK was very vibrant, asking you to join LSK as early as this afternoon. The LSK also, I could see We're quickly looking for votes. It's normal. From where I sit, and I was a politician before I came here, when you want to, you make sure that all the people who you want voted must say something small. And I'm happy that Lady Konuche here also told us that probably there could be a trip or two. I don't mind that myself after. But whoever will call me early this afternoon asking for my vote, I can guarantee you I will vote for that particular person because nobody else has approached me. So the LSK were clear. They were inviting you. I even see the DPP, my good classmate in the university, Victor Mule, was also asking you that you would have about 400 vacancies to go for. I have some news myself. I did not come here to do that. In fact, I came here to discourage you from being part of our customer base at the Complaints Commission. For just one reason, we don't have sufficient budget at the moment to deal with all the matters that come to us. So I'm requesting you that please, let's keep us not very busy for now. We have requested Parliament to fund the Attorney General's office better this year. If we are lucky next year, we could consider taking a few matters here and there. Therefore, we'll know each other better then. Because for your information, Madam Chief Justice, in this financial year, and this is as at 30th of April, 2023, the Commission had received a total of 1,074 new complaints. We had subjected 252 complaints to IHDR, the dispute resolutions internally. We had instituted 114 cases of professional misconduct at the disciplinary committee, and unfortunately, 3 advocates were struck off the roll for gross professional misconduct, and 5 were suspended from the role for varying periods. That's just to tell you the kind of work that we have. So that when I tell you, and the capacity that we have now as the Commission is not too big. We have not even digitized. We have not done quite a number of things that we probably will be doing in future. We probably will be delinking ourselves from the Attorney General's office so that we can become an independent institution. All those have not been done because of lack of funds. So I want to encourage you to be of good conduct. I was here myself close to 30 years ago. And I'm happy, as I've said, I see my good friend, Mr. Mule here, who we took oath together here in 94 towards 95, and Honorable Chilo Ayako there, who we also did the same year, in the university at the same time. And we were few. We were probably 60. I was asking Mule if he remembers. It's long. 30 years ago is long. So we were about 30, and I was really encouraged. In fact, I was wondering, Madam Chief Justice, whether probably in future we would also be doing the old protocols observed for the swearing in of new advocates. Because you had to read 800, plus names. And they had also to be given an opportunity to show that they are here. That is not easy. That is not easy. Back in the days, we used to go to NYS, and we were about the same number as this. And when you stand for that long, a few of them would fall down because of waiting for too long. We were only 60. And we came here, and it was over in a short while. I was encouraged because it's a good thing. It's positive that you have to admit all this. But I was wondering whether there is any other procedure that can shorten the calling of names, the admission, and the Chief Justice doing all the names. I was just wondering whether it is possible it could be done in future. I know you like it because your name, and I could see, all of you are putting your phones, and when your name is called, it is actually on record now. So it is good, but, well, I hope it can be different in future. I hope. I will almost end there and say you are headed to a profession that is quite misunderstood. So you really need to behave much, your behavior should be higher than the rest of the community and professions. By the way, back in our days, we were a bit careful of intermarriage within the profession. That's a lawyer marrying another lawyer. In my class, I can confess that only two ended up marrying each other. And we were told, it's a bit difficult marrying a lawyer lady because one of them had gone to court and said, my husband does not respect me because he calls me some names that I don't like. Sweetheart, darling. She would have preferred to be my lady. But then eventually we realized that it's the same all over the world. It's the same thing. Another one then decided that because it is that you shouldn't marry a lady lawyer, he decided to go and marry one from home. And one day, took her happily to court. Unfortunately, it was being presided by a lady judge. So when he kept saying, my lady, the lady came back home saying, look, you call me all other funny names, but you don't call me my lady. So it's a profession that is generally misunderstood. I know sitting in the commission that sometimes the complaints against advocates are not quite merited. Some. But many of them, particularly those ones that deal with withholding of funds, are things that we can actually guard against because it is common. In fact, the most common complaint against advocates is withholding clients' money. Quite a few, not good representation, in court, maybe information, you don't give your clients information. Those are few. Let us deal more seriously with this one of withholding funds because the net effect is if we keep having the communities mistrusting us, the members of public mistrusting us, I can assure you, you will start finding members of public representing themselves. That is to the detriment of the profession. We still want to call ourselves the learned profession. We want to also show it that we are actually the learned profession. So, as I wind, I want to give you what you are likely to meet out there. In brief, very brief, because I have to also touch a little of what I was asked to do. There is the issue of money laundering. Those are the difficulties that you'll face. Some clients will want you to use your advocate shield for their money laundering activities. And I urge you to hide behind doctrine of advocate confidentiality, advocate-client confidentiality. This obviously will be against the LSK Code of Professional Conduct, and you should aim to avoid such tendencies. Madam Konuche spoke about mental stress. Stress. You'll get into a world that is stressful. I can imagine those advocates who are practicing during the COVID pandemic. It was an extremely difficult situation. So you will be stressed because in terms of the money that you get as an advocate sometimes may not be commensurate to the work that you do. There is also the issue of sharp practice, has been said by the President LSK. There is the issue of limited job opportunities. Mr. Mule would have come here and said that he will take even 400 of you. I can assure you that I have been a member of parliament. I know members of parliament vote during budget. And some of the institutions that are given not so much money are those which are dealing with employment of advocates. So Mule and his department, the DPP, the commission, it is not well funded. So they will not take the entire 400. That's the wish list. He would be very happy to take 400 of you. But I can assure you only 10 or even 5 of you will make it there because there is not sufficient funds. Everywhere else, I'm just giving the... Sorry, I'm just being the politician. I withdraw that one for now. But it is the truth. So there will be difficulties. I can tell you, you will also get into employment and discover that it is not what you expected. The amount that you are getting, if you, for example, got to, employed by an advocate, or, for example, getting into a commission, is not the amount of money you had in mind. When I first employed myself, I am sure I was the lowest paid of my classmates because I got my first posting at the Municipal Council of Nakuru as a legal officer. 11,995 was my first amount, the lowest. But you see, the goodness with being a lawyer is that you should have to persevere. I am also sure about 4 or 5 years ago, I probably was the highest paid individual in my class. I know, because I know my salary, and I knew it was not commensurate with probably what even Honorable Ochilo Ayako was earning then as a senator. It was slightly higher as a deputy speaker. So it is about persevering. Things can be low sometimes, but sometimes they will be very good. So you become not very happy at one point, become happy after a short while, and sometimes go back like me again, who has been a perennial winner of elections, losing, so you go back down again. You are not only earning less than the rest of your classmates, you are actually earning nothing. So I'm just telling you that this is the world that is inviting you. I take this opportunity, therefore, to congratulate you and wish you well. And just for clarity, I am Moses Cheboy, as I've said, chair of the Advocates Complaints Commission. Please, you are not welcome there unless for a cup of tea. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Moses Cheboy. We are okay, isn't it? Are we? I now wish to welcome the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary to give her remarks, and thereafter welcome the Honorable the Chief Justice.
Thank you very much, Honorable Onjala. The Honorable the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, and accompanied by the Vice President of the Law Society. We're also honored to have among us the Chair of the Senior Bar, Mr. Fred Ojambo, accompanied by Senior Counsel, Honorable Otiende Molo. I want to acknowledge the presence of Mary Mutegi, Acting CEO of the Council of Legal Education, the representative of the Kenya School of Law Director, Madam Konuche, Honorable Cheboy, always very humorous. Thank you for being here. Mr. Mule, representing the Director of Public Prosecutions, Karibu Sana. I want to recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Migori County, Honorable Ochilo Ayako. Karibu Sana. Nice to have you here. We have parents and guardians who've come to witness the admission of their children and their benefactors. Our newest advocates in town. Good morning. Is it still morning? You all look great. Premises. It is always a joy for us as Judiciary to host to the legal. Very indeed. Just wish you a great time as you start this journey. Let me join all those who have spoken before me in congratulating you for this very well-deserved admission today. I'm sure each and every one of you knows one or two people that started this journey with you. They are not yet. They're not here this morning with you. They are maybe not even almost coming here. So it's a great privilege to have made it to the finish line, and I'll just ask that we give ourselves a round of applause. Well done. Let me take this early opportunity to appreciate all my colleagues who work in the advocate section, led by Honorable Moses Wanjala. Thank you very much for the work that you do together with our team. The Judiciary recently introduced a digital system to process your admissions. Did we all use it? Was it difficult to use? Anybody had challenges using it? Great. So we, at the Judiciary, we keep trying, and we are happy that all of you, that we could process 820 22 people in one sweep, it would have been a bit challenging if we were still on our manual system. We had a little bit of disorganization this morning. I don't know what happened. That is not how we are usually. And I know that next time, Honorable Chief Justice, it's going to be better. We've listened to all the previous speakers. They've told us what is expected of us as advocates. And as I keep telling all our new advocates that we've admitted here before, that these principles apply across the board. Whether you decide to be in private practice, whether you join the private sector, whether you want to be in the corporate world, in civil society, wherever, the principles will apply the same. And if you go by what we've been advised this morning, it shall be well with you. I want to also just say this, and it's something I keep telling all groups like this. The judiciary is an excellent place to work. We are very competitive. We are the best in public service. And we always have opportunities for young people, whether as legal researchers, as magistrates, as we now have a new cadre for registrars, so that the entry point is Deputy Assistant Registrar if you do not want to be on the judicial side. We also have opportunities in our mediation program. We have opportunities in our pro bono POPA brief framework. And I know we've been having challenges with our pro bono program. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the President of the Law Society of Kenya, because you have given us a team to work with us to streamline our POPA brief system so that we can continue to participate as we should. I have been asked by the Honorable Chief Justice to look for Kiprop. Kiprop, where are you? The young man from Baringo. The Chief Justice has ordered me to look for you for a discussion after this. So please look for me and we will have a chat. So thank you all so much. I wish you the best as you begin this journey. Our doors are always open for any kind of professional interaction. Do not hesitate to reach out if there is need for you to do that. And with those not so few remarks, I will ask the Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya to come forward and address us. Honorable Chief Justice, please.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. Please be seated. Thank you. Wow. Yes, on a day like today, I get emotional because my memories take me to 1987. I think it's that 6 years ago when I sat where you are, looking hopeful, looking expectant, and also having butterflies in my stomach, and listening to wonderful speech, which those days were brief. It was only the CJ, the president of the Law Society, who was then Dr. Friend Ojiambo, and then as a photograph, and then we would go home. And that was a journey. So today, I'm most privileged to welcome all of you to the judiciary and recognize our very special guests who are here with us today, and to adopt all those protocols that have been established and adopt them and say, you're most welcome, and we are so, so proud and so honored to have all of you. I see the president of the senior bar, Dr. Friend Ojiambo, you are still here. 6 years ago, you looked the same. You might have a conversation with him to tell you how he has looked after himself and remained youthful. We have the president of the Law Society of Kenya. Thank you for always supporting us. I must recognize the Honorable Otiende Amoro, the member of JORA committee, and also for representing the chair of the senior bar. Honorable Cheboy, thank you so much for coming to grace this occasion on behalf of the Attorney General, who is the titular end of the bar. I recognize also Mr. Mure representing the DPP and all the distinguished speakers this morning, honorable judges who are parents of some of these wonderful advocates, our magistrates, registrars, our governor from Migori, and I also noticed today I'm honored to have a very distinguished person who played a key role in mentoring me. Dr. Jennifer Area is here this morning to witness this occasion. All of you newly admitted advocates, a very good afternoon to you. I must repeat it, that you look awesome. You are well groomed. The ladies are looking beautiful, made up. The guys are looking great, and you make me proud. Because one of the conversations we have is about dress and address. So I think that one is sorted out. As you move on to practice, don't worry, because you remember how you dress today. This is how you're supposed to dress all the time when you're appearing before the judges. Because sometimes they come and tell you, we cannot see you, we cannot hear you, and you wonder what is the matter. Because you just borrowed a bib, which is hanging on another tie or another blouse. Just remember the way you look today and keep that photo. It will keep reminding you, this is how you should look like. So when you speak last, after such wonderful speeches, and they put in the program that you're supposed to give a keynote speech as the CJ, I wondered now, unless I adopt those wonderful messages that have been conveyed to you this morning, perhaps that is when my speech will have a key or a note, because everything I wanted to say has been said. But I must extend my very, very sincere and hearty congratulations to you all, 822, on your admission to the role of advocates. Don't be discouraged by what Honorable Cheboy said. I have prayed over you, because I'm a prayerful woman, that none of you will find themselves in that commission. You will succeed by living by those values and principles of integrity that you have been taught. And the journey that started many years ago, the struggles you have been through, will not be lost by any of you being struck off this road of advocates. So for me, this is a feat that you have earned the hard way, and you have deserved it. You know more than any one of us, it has taken dedication, industry, sacrifice, and sometimes the journey has also disappointed you, and you have suffered heartache. But all in all, today is a new dawn. All that is in the past we have admitted you as advocates of all the courts, including my court, the Supreme Court. So we all celebrate, and I join your parents, your guardians, and everybody who has supported you to celebrate this occasion of the admission to the bar. Not only is this an extremely happy occasion for you, it is also an occasion of great joy to your loved ones, your families, your colleagues, and you have heard them mention some of you that they have supported. I am sure they all feel most justifiably proud of your achievement, and they are so happy for you. Indeed, your admission to the role of advocates represents a reward to their unfailing love, timely encouragement, generous help, and unceasing patience over the years that they have struggled with you. I thank them for the support that they have accorded you thus far. So today, I'm also proud to call you learned friends and tell you, our country, like many others, has been grappling with historical injustices. We have immense inequalities and exclusions. These have been the unfortunate bane of our society, permeating our judicial system and denying a considerable number of our people the right to access justice. Today, you hand the power to contribute and play a role in reversing this narrative and steering our country towards a brighter and more equitable future. Let no one tell you that there is no legal work for advocates. Indeed, when they were preparing for this ceremony, they warned me that we have 822. Can we leave out some? And I said, we are leaving no one behind. Everybody who is ready to be admitted. I am not going to stand in the way of an advocate, even one day. Let me admit everybody so that we release them to go and realize their potential. Today, there are two of your colleagues who were blessed. Last night, one gave birth to a baby boy. Today, another one is being admitted to hospital to give birth. I said, even those two, I will swear them. So that is why we had a separate ceremony in my chambers where I admitted those two, because we have this policy that we leave no one behind. So I want to assure you, contrary to the claim that there are many lawyers, to me, you are just a drop in the bucket. Because when I look at the statistics of the population of this country, I'm told we are 55 million. And the economy is 11 trillion, because I think taxes are 3.6 trillion. So that is supposed to be about 30%. So when you put the other 70%, it is 11 trillion. And I therefore submit, when advocates have worked and been admitted after so many years of struggle, none of you should go hungry. None of you should lack something to do in this economy. So all I urge you is to be disciplined the way your teachers have told you and all the other speakers. And also, in addition to being disciplined and living by those principles, you also become champions of ensuring that there is justice wherever we live. Join us in the calling that we are advancing, a call to social transformation through access to justice, which is inherent in the underpinning of our vision for the judiciary. We are calling upon lawyers to play their part in the justice sector, to help us in the realization of the constitutional underpinning of a socially just state and society. As advocates, you are all imprised that you do more than just being representatives of your clients. You are defenders of justice. You are counselors. You are a beacon of hope for those who seek justice. Our social transformation through access to justice calls upon us to make the justice system more inclusive, more accessible, and fair to all Kenyans, particularly the most vulnerable among us. These are our brothers and sisters who have been historically sidelined. The poor women, the widows, the children, the persons living with disabilities, the marginalized, and those living in remote and underserved areas of our country. I urge you to play your role in empowering them and enabling them to access justice and to use your new professional position to protect their rights and dignity. The law is not a static entity, but a dynamic one. Its interpretation and application can be a source of liberation or a source of subjugation, depending on how we look at it. As new advocates, your primary allegiance should not be to winning cases at any cost. You have been told it is not a case that is won or lost. It is the law that is interpreted, and it is the law that prevails. Therefore, as you champion the agenda of ensuring access to justice, remember that your clients are not just cases. They are people. And that's what we are telling each other, even as judges, as magistrates, judicial workers here. We are saying these files, now they come online. These are people. People whose lives can be significantly impacted by the quality of your representation as well. That is why, under our vision, we are talking about creating a people-centered justice system where the outcomes and the ends that we pursue ought to have a positive transformative impact on the lives of our people. We must strive to create a legal profession that is not only respected for its intellectual rigor and professional excellence, but also revered for its compassion and commitment to the social justice. A profession that enhances the quality of the justice of our people when they seek solutions to their legal problems, so that they do not end up worse than before they came to court. A profession that contributes to the building of a society founded on the principles of fairness, equality, and justice. As champions of our vision and also the Constitution, which has a very transformative agenda, I will urge you to use your knowledge, skills, and passion to transform the lives. First of all, look at yourselves as you step out, because we encourage you also to transform the lives of communities and ultimately the lives of our people and the entire nation. But we first of all begin with ourselves. And the way you look today is the way you should look every day. Because you must be a source of encouragement to the other people who look at you. So first of all, look after yourselves. Look after the communities and the people around you, and then our nation. Never lose sight of the great responsibility that comes with the law of becoming an advocate. Always uphold those values of integrity, honesty, and diligence. Remember, the practice of law is not just a way of earning a living, it's a calling to participate in the administration of justice. Advocates are called to be ministers in the temple of justice. Because of this, the defining feature of what it means to be an advocate is the overarching question of character, where one manifests a real deficit in the crucial attributes of honesty and integrity. One cannot be trusted to duly serve as an officer of the court, ending in the administration of justice. Therefore, we should remember the inescapable truth that being an advocate entails a choice to live by the values that you have been spoken to this morning. This is important because each one of us, by our involvement in this enterprise of administering justice, has the ability to do tremendous good or to inflict tremendous harm, depending on whether we place character and values at the forefront of what guides us. That is why admission to the bar is about character first and only then about competence. It is for this reason that you must live by the ethics of the profession. In order to avoid the tragedy Honorable Cheboy talked about, of being struck off the role of advocates that you have signed today, for me, this will be a very great loss, not only to yourself, your family, but also to your nation, if you are struck off the law. A privilege that you have earned after so many years of handwork and sacrifice. I therefore will plead with you to live by those ethical standards expected to guide the conduct of advocates in all that you undertake to do. We, as a judiciary, have recently inaugurated the Chief Justice's Young Advocates Mentorship Program. I expected you to clap for that. To help you, those who are willing, find footing in the profession. We were also mentored by our seniors when we joined the profession. And we sat as the office of the Chief Justice with my colleagues, judges and magistrates and registrars. And we felt it is necessary for us to begin a conversation of building confidence in the young lawyers who are being admitted to the bar, to tell them there is hope, for them to keep the faith and to keep going. So this program has two limbs, and we do it also with the Law Society. The Vice President of the Law Society, the President of the Law Society, they have been very supportive, and the entire council of the Law Society, trying to see how we can encourage the young lawyers that there is hope in this profession. So we are looking to encouraging young lawyers never to give up. You can sign in the pro bono legal aid scheme that allows young advocates to earn a modest stipend as you represent vulnerable persons. And as you represent them, it's not just the stipend. You learn a lot. You gain a lot of experience. The second limb is mentorship, which allows the senior bar, led by the president of the senior bar, and also the president of the Law Society and other distinguished legal professionals, to guide you through trial advocacy skills, training and mentorship in the ways of the profession. The firm of ANK, I think, is already doing that, and we are partnering with them to help us with training. I therefore urge those of you who are interested to be beneficiaries of the program to get in touch with us to be enlisted to the program. In conclusion, I urge you to be relentless in your pursuit of justice. Seek out those who have been silenced and give them a voice. Empower the marginalized, the neglected, the oppressed. Stand up for what is right, even when it is inconvenient or unpopular, as the president of the Law Society has said. If we can do this, if we cannot truly live by these principles, then I'm confident that as a legal profession, we can contribute to the social transformation that our country so desperately needs and that we all stated in our 2010 Constitution as our aspiration. Congratulations once again on your remarkable achievement. Remember, the law which you have learned is both a shield and a sword. Wield it wisely so that it can serve you. I thank you and pray that God will continue to shine his light upon you and to guide you every day of your lives, and you will never lack. Now, today, like I said, is a very emotional day for me to celebrate all of you, 8/22, and how I wish I could join each one of you in your celebrations, in your lunch, in your dinner, whatever you're throwing about to celebrate these big milestones in your life. So I recognize each one of you and celebrate each one of you. And I will ask you to join me today, because during these ceremonies, as I celebrate each one of you, we also like to recognize members of the judiciary family who have worked extremely hard to earn this qualification. Some of them go to school while they are working full-time. Some of them support others. So on a day like this, we recognize our immediate family, comprising colleagues in the judiciary, staff members who joined the judiciary before acquiring legal qualifications, but stand in hand despite the heavy workload to obtain this coveted qualification. We also celebrate our extended family, our children, siblings, spouses, mentees of our colleagues who have worked with us and inspired so many of you to join the legal profession. So today, I am, with humility, extremely proud of the following from the judiciary family. Nehemiah Reken Nanyoike. Where are you? He is a court assistant at Kilgoris Law Courts, who studied, and today he has been admitted as an advocate. Virginia Kavata Maingi is a court assistant working at Political Parties Disputes Tribunal. She has been able to jungle her work there and study to qualify to be an advocate and be sworn today. Sospita Munene Njeru, where are you? This is a son of our colleague, the Honorable Justice Jesse Nyaga, a judge of the High Court. I don't know whether your dad is around, but we celebrate you. Benjamin Vinya Macau, where are you? He is the son of the Honorable Mr. Justice Onesimus Macau. Congratulations to you and your wife for bringing up a fine young man. I hope he will also become a judge like you. Judge Macau is a judge in ELRC. Nesta Apone Valentine, Ragot, where are you? You are son of our judge, Rende Justice Judith Omange, judge in ELC. Congratulations, Lagot. Where are you? You are scared of standing up. Your mom is very proud of you, and we are all, for bringing up a lawyer in the family. Kanyangi Angeline Atieno, congratulations, you are the daughter to Christine Kanyangi, our court administrator at the court tribunal, cooperatives tribunal. Oro Aneti Anyango, Olo Aneti